And hello everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the PDC Darts World Championship preview. So we started round 2 in the last video. We're going to continue on with the next 8 matchups here in round 2, which will be sessions 5 and 6, these right here. And we have a lot of good darts here in this. We got some very good players coming up. We should have some very close matches, and well, maybe a couple of not so close matches, but we'll see how it goes, of course. So, first up is going to be Mincer Sulovic versus Ryan Searle. Now, you may notice that, one, I can't spell. So if you notice that, then good for you. You'll probably notice in many cases I can't spell. So we will start by fixing that. And the other thing you might notice is that these matchups are not necessarily the same order as they will be on the actual tournament, and that is just for my own personal organization. It doesn't really matter, so I keep them in an order that's easy for me to keep track of who's playing who. So, yeah, this won't be the actual order, but the bracket is correct. So, anyway, we've got Mincer Sulovic against Ryan Searle, and, well, of course, we all know Mincer. He's won 2 televised events in the past year or so. He's won a World Series event. He's also won the 2017 Champions League. He almost won the match play this year, losing in extra legs to Gary Anderson. So that was one of the better matches you'll ever see. So that was pretty impressive by Mincer. And overall, Mincer's had a very good year. He's pretty much stayed steady in around the 5 to 7 range for his rank. Hasn't really gone anywhere, which is fine. He's playing like a top 8 player, which is what he is. So he's done what he's supposed to do. As for Ryan Searle, well, he's kind of up and down. He's done all right. He qualified for the World Championship, so that's a good thing. But the question is, does he have enough to take out Mincer? Well, no, I don't think he does. Mincer is just too consistent. The nice thing about Mincer is you know what you're going to get. You're going to get about a 95 average on a typical day, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. You know he's going to hit about 40% of his doubles. So an opponent has to play really well to beat that because you're just not going to catch an off day from Mincer. And I don't think Ryan Searle's got the firepower to overcome that. Now, I think he might win a set, but I don't see him winning more than that. I think it's Mincer 3 and Ryan Searle 1. So with that said, let's get out to the Aki and see what happens. And the winner is Mincer Sulovic, 3-1. I predicted it correctly. So yeah, Mincer, 93 average. He didn't have a great scoring day. Doubles, 11 out of 27. So it was all right there. So he basically had a below average game, but was pretty much in control. 11 to 6 on the legs, so that's a good thing to look at too. It's not like it was 11 to 10 in legs and he just nipped him on the sets. He was in pretty much control of the game. So I think Mincer would feel that he needs to play better, but he was all right. Alrighty. Up next, we have the Lethal Biscuit, James Wilson, against Willie O'Connor. Now, Willie O'Connor was one of several players who basically had one deep run in a Euro Tour, and it set him up for the whole year. He made a final in which he got smashed by MVG, but by getting to the final, he got into all sorts of other nice events, and lo and behold, here he is at the World Championship. So good for him. One of 2 Irish players. Or 3 Irish players. Or do we have 2? Who cares? We'll figure it out later. one of the 2 or 3 Irish players in the tournament, taking on James Wilson, of course, one of the many English players. James Wilson is another guy. He always seems to score pretty well. It's just all about the finishing. And if he's finishing well, he's going to be a threat. He's also made a Euro Tour final. He's had some stage wins. I think these players are more even than people might realize. I kind of like both of them in a way. I think they're both solid players. I think they're both in pretty good form. I think they're both trending up. James Wilson was around this time last year somewhere in the mid 30s. He's up to 26 now, so he's definitely improved. Um, I think James Wilson's a little bit better, but it wouldn't shock me to see Willie O'Connor pull the upset. I like James Wilson in a close match, 3-2, but really this one could go either way. So let's go ahead and get them out there, and we'll see what they can do. And here we go. Wow. Willie O'Connor 3-0. Well, just like I said in my preview, you can see James Wilson. He threw 4 180s and 12 legs, but 3 for 18 on the doubles. Finishing was his downfall. Willie O'Connor, on the other hand, 9 for 16 on the doubles. Now that is some solid darts. Any darts player is going to take that all day. And, well, that's why he won 9 legs, and James Wilson only won 3. So Willie O'Connor definitely took his chances, and he is going on with a 3-0 win. All right, up next we have the Highlander, John Henderson, against Gabriel Clemens from Germany. We'll start first with Gabriel Clemens, and he's really kind of an up-and-comer on the German scene. He hadn't really been heard of much before this year. Kind of came out of nowhere and started playing some decent darts, both on the floor and on the stage. He got here, well, he basically earned his way through the Pro Tour with good performances on Euro Tour, as well as some of the Players' Championships. As for John Henderson, well, he had a very nice run last year to the third round, or the round of 16, as you may want to call it. And he upset Daryl Gurney in the second round, coming off the Grand Prix win, in which Henderson made the Grand Prix semifinals, losing to Gurney. So he got some revenge there, and got one of the biggest prize checks he's ever gotten. Might have been the highest in a darts match last year in this event. So he was definitely having a great year going in there. Now, as for this year, it's been kind of hit or miss. He has not really performed big on the stage, but he's been all right. Just hasn't had any big showings like he did last year, getting to a TV semifinal and then winning a couple matches at Ali Pally. As for this match, I think Henderson's the better player, but I wouldn't take Clemens too lightly. Henderson definitely can be a little inconsistent at times, but I think he'll have enough. I like him winning 3-1, could be 3-2. Just depends on how well Clemens plays. If Clemens plays his game, I think he can keep it close, but I like John Henderson, so let's take a look. And here we go. And woo, another ton average, only our second one of the tournament. John Henderson played a great game. Look at that, averaging a ton with 9 180s and 13 legs. That is just some rockin' darts. He had missed all those doubles there at the end we can see on the screen. He got down to double 2 for his winning shot. He's averaging over 101 at that time, but he finishes at 100.81. That's unusually good for him. He's not usually the kind of guy who's going to put together a monster game like that. I'm sure he will not be dissatisfied. So well done, Hendo. You certainly showed what you can do there. Up next, we have Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp against the Bully Boy, Michael Smith. Now here's another two guys I like. I like Meulenkamp. I think he's played well this year. Another big lefty who's a tops and tens machine at times. But this match is pretty much all about Michael Smith. Michael Smith if he just could have hit double 18 or double 9 last year, he could have changed the course of darting history. He had 2 match darts against Rob Cross, and he missed them. Had he hit them, well, who knows? Maybe he's the world champion right now, but we'll never know. But he has certainly come back. He was a finalist in the Premier League. He was a finalist in the World Series of Darts. He's won a World Series of Darts event. He's had a great year. He's still looking for that elusive major TV title. Will he get it this year at the World Championship? I don't know. I think he's one of the contenders. I really do. And as much as I like Ron Mullenkamp's game, I just don't think he's going to put up a whole lot of a fight. I think Michael Smith wins this one 3-1. I think he just outclasses him way too much here. But, you know, we still gotta go to the hockey. We still gotta throw the darts. So we'll see what happens. And the winner is Michael Smith, 3-2. Wow, that was close. Well, he had some double trouble. 11 out of 40 is not very good. 6 180s and 21 legs is solid, but not spectacular. Only averaged 94, but of course his missing 29 darts at double certainly pulled that down. But he did find a 104 there at the end, so he needed that. He needed a good finish, so he got there, but I don't think he'll be too satisfied with that, especially not his finishing. So he moves on, but he knows that if he's going to beat a seeded player, he'll play John Henderson in the next round. He's going to have to do better. So we've got 2 of our matchups here. We got Mincer versus O'Connor, Henderson versus Smith. And let's get on to the other side. 2 players, which are definitely interesting to watch. Johnny Clayton, the Ferret, against Dimitri Vandenberg, the Dream Maker. Dancing Dimitri. Well, Dimitri is the ultimate stage player. We all know that. He can't win on the floor, but when the cameras are rolling, he is on par with whatever he's trying to do. Another player that very easily could have beaten Rob Cross in the World Championships last year. This one in the round of 8, but he did not. He then made a finals in a World Series event, and also threw a 9-darter at the Grand Slam. So he's had a very up and down year because he's had quite a few highlight moments, but hasn't really done a whole lot else. So a real mixed bag for him, but the potential is certainly there. He can certainly go out and throw 100 average any day of the week, no problem. As for Johnny Clayton, he's also had a very mixed bag of a year. He won a Euro Tour event, which basically set him up for the rest of the year, shot him up the rankings, got him into the match play, the Grand Prix, all that good stuff. And he's coming into this ranked 15th, so he's played some good darts at times, but he's also played some very bad darts. He's had some early exits at a lot of things, especially in the second half of the year. So Johnny Clayton was playing his best darts in the spring. Dimitri, he's kind of been erratic all year. So basically you have 2 very talented players, you don't know what you're going to get. I'm going to take Dimitri Vandenberg. I think he wins 3-1. I think he's just so clutch on the stage that he is going to find a way to get it done. So let's get out there and see what happens. And here we go. And he wins 3-1. Once again, my prediction held true. So what happened here? Well, Johnny didn't score. That's pretty clear. Only averaged 86 despite a decent doubling. Dimitri averaged 94, so he just kind of, well, he just kind of got him. What can I say? So we'll go ahead and put this one in the books. That is our 3rd seeded player to go down, along with James Wilson and Mervyn King. All right, up next we have Stephen Bunting and Luke Humphreys. Here's another 2 players I like. I really like Stephen Bunting. I think he's one of the most underrated players out there. He's very consistent. He never seems to have a really bad game, but he's also capable of having a good game. He's kind of the guy that you never really want to play, especially early in a tournament, because he can definitely take you out like it's nothing. He hasn't had a lot of deep runs in any TV events, but he just seems to always be right there, so definitely a threat. Now, Luke Humphreys is probably very happy to be here, given that he only qualified for the World Championship based on a deep run in the final Players' Championships event. I like Luke. I think he's a good finisher. Could work on his score in a bit. He's won some Euro Tour matches this year, but it's just his first year on tour as a full-time player. Got his tour card from the was it the Challenge Tour or was it the Development Tour? One of those two. He won it and got his tour card, so he knows how to win. As for what I think will happen, I like Stephen Bunting. I think Bunting's just a better player. There's a reason why he's seated 18th, and there's a reason why he's trending up. He was somewhere in the 20s coming in last year, and I think he's playing well. So I think it'll be close, though. I think 3-2 to Bunting, and I think both play well. So let's see what happens. And send them on to the stage. What just happened? My program has gone loco again. Just a moment while I correct it. Yeah, unfortunately, software is not always 100% reliable. Let me run a test real quick. All right, it's working just fine. All right, and we're back. No, Gary didn't average 125 over a match. I just had them play one leg to make sure the program was working. All right, so anyway, back to the match at hand. Luke Humphreys against Stephen Bunting. And off we go. And Stephen Bunting is the winner with a 3-1 win over Luke Humphreys. Looks like Luke just couldn't score well enough. Finished well. Bunting didn't finish quite as well, but he certainly scored better. 91. Legs was 9-8, so it was pretty close. I was expecting a close match, so yeah, it was pretty good. All right, we have two more matches here in this session. We have Cristo Reyes against Rapid Ricky Evans. We already saw Ricky play once. He took out Robbie John Rodriguez 3-2. And now he's got to take out the Spaniard Cristo Reyes. And we all know what Ricky's about, the rapid fire darts. He's been a runner-up in a Euro Tour event. He's also been competitive in a couple of TV events, so he's shown that he definitely belongs. As for Cristo Reyes, he lost in the first round last year, and he's kind of had a not all that impressive year. He hasn't really done a whole lot. He's certainly capable when he's playing well, but it's been kind of an up and down year for him. I think Ricky pulls the upset. I think he's playing better this year, and I just think Reyes is not in great form. I think Ricky wins a close one, 3-2, but this one really could go either way. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we get. We will have the players take the stage. And the winner is... Whoa! Boy, what an ugly match. Well, It was some ugly darts, but Cristo Reyes wins 3-0 with a whopping 83.40 average. That's not going to get it done in the next round. I don't care who he plays, but he is moving on to face the winner of this match, which I think most could agree is probably the match of the day. The reigning champion of the world, Rob Cross, against Jeffrey Deswan. Cross, of course, doesn't need any introduction. He is the world champion. Although he hasn't played like it a lot this year. He's had his moments where he did, but he's also had a lot more moments, unfortunately, when he did not. And as of late, there have been many more of those. He's certainly struggled in pretty much all phases of the game. His scoring's been down, his finishing's been a little inconsistent. And his form has just not been there for a good chunk of the year, so he has been a downward trend despite his ranking going up. As for Jeffrey Deswan, well, we all know what he's about. He's knocked out the world number one, Michael van Gerwen, in the first round of two TV majors, the UK Open and the World Match Play. Got to the semis of the Match Play, and it just seems like he just keeps getting better. But is it good enough to pull the upset on the world champ? I think it is. I could definitely see Jeffrey Deswan beating Rob Cross. Rob Cross is just all over the place, and Deswan, when those cameras are rolling, he is just on point. So I'm picking the huge upset here. I think Deswan beats Cross 3-2, and we will see if he can actually do it. They will take the stage right now. And here we go, folks, the match of the day. Oh, Rob Cross takes out the 1-2-1. Look at that. Finished 301 in 6 darts. Impressive. So Cross wins 3-2. Well, I had the score, just the wrong winner. Oh, look at that. 8 180s from Deswan, but Cross was just a little bit better today. So the world champion will not go out in the first round. He instead will be taking on Cristo Reyes in, well, second round, I should say. He will not go out in his first match. He'll take on Cristo Reyes in the third round. I'm not used to the new terminology quite yet. And in the other match, Dimitri Vandenberg will take on Stephen Bunting. So be sure to tune in for all of those. Look at those averages. That's about as even as you can get. Literally 0.01 difference. That's very impressive. I don't think I've ever seen them that close before. But anyway, with that said, that will conclude this portion of the preview. We simulated and discussed another 8 matches. We had 2 seeded players go down. We had Willie O'Connor upsetting James Wilson, and we also had Dimitri Vandenberg upsetting Johnny Clayton. That gives us 3 seeded players who we've lost. And overall, it's been a pretty exciting tournament, so hopefully it continues to be awesome. So if you liked this video and you found it interesting, be sure to drop us a like, give us a sub, and be sure to tune in for the rest of the videos, because check them all out. We'll be going through the whole tournament. And so, until next time, everyone, have a great day, and hope to see you all next time.